Hello everybody, something different this time. It's August 2023. We are in Bundaberg, Queensland, and it's the National Veteran Motorcycle Rally for pre-1919 motorcycles. There's over 100 here on the rally, and we've got 4 of them that we're going to be using. I'm going to be on my 1911 Scott, Catrina's on her 1915 Scott, Leon's on a 1915 Rover, and we've got Colin and Merralyn on their 1915 Royal Enfield outfit. So join us and see how we get on in this gorgeous winter weather. We are up on the east coast of Australia, and of course it's the middle of winter here, so we should get some great weather. This is a 5.5 day rally, and Sunday is the first day, and this is the half day. So all we've got to do today is get our rally packs, get our registration details, and then we're going to set off on a short run. It's only 8 kilometres around the block as a shakedown, and you can do that as many times as you want, just to make sure your bike's okay for the larger K days, which are coming Monday to Friday. Of course, there's always a few breakdowns, but it gave me a chance here just to catch some of the competitors and their bikes heading off for this short run. We'll film a few of these, and then we'll jump on ours and get going ourselves. Leon had never ridden a veteran motorcycle before, or one with a foot clutch or manual carburettor, so he did a couple of laps of the showgrounds earlier on in the day, and he took to it like a duck to water. All good, let's get going. Well, this is my 1911 Scott, the oldest one in Australia as far as we know, and of course it's running, and we've got Catrina's 1915, so these are the only 2 veteran Scots running in Australia, we believe, so it's good to have them both on the rally. They're pretty simple machines. 2-cylinder, water-cooled, 2-stroke, with a 2-speed transmission, so they're very good at going up and down hills. What else have we got to say? We've got dripper oil feed, the main bearings. It's full roller bearing cranks and big ends on them, which was very advanced for the time when most things had plain bearings. It's got upside down sliding front forks, which almost don't work at all, so they're hopeless. Rigid rear end. The front brake is a bicycle brake that just goes onto the rim. That doesn't work at all really. The rear brake's here, and that just rubs on the inside of the drum, and that makes a little bit of heat and some slight retardation, but that's about it. It's a very nice bike to ride. It's got fully sprung footboards, so you don't get much vibration from it. And obviously, as it is at the moment, it's in unrestored condition because I've just done all the mechanical work, and in a year or 2 I'll do the paint and make it look shiny.
So this is the 500cc single-cylinder Rover that I'm riding over here this year. It's a 500cc side valve single-cylinder, 3-speed gearbox with a foot clutch, also with a foot brake that doesn't really do anything. It's a belt drive to the rear. There is no front brake at all, but it goes like hell and it pulls up any hill you can possibly go near.
Okay, this is our 1915 2-speed Royal Enfield. It's powered by a 1000cc JOP engine, wicker sidecar, which is a modern replacement, but the rest of it is as it left the factory really, and it serves very well as a family type outfit. Merralyn can come along instead of driving backup vehicles. We ran all week without too much trouble, well, with no trouble really, and a couple of hills were a bit tough yesterday. With only 2 speeds, it's just a bit tricky at times. And the wheel suddenly grabbed taking off, but we've managed pretty good. And Merralyn enjoys riding in the sidecar, but she says her legs would be too long for her. What do you think, Merralyn?
Yes, my legs are on it. But other than that, it's comfortable.
Goes like a Scot.
Point to the encabulator.
This is a
These
shit hot,
defibrillator's
eh?
hiding under here.
You're supposed to say this is a shit hot, eh? Mate?
Shit hot, eh?
Shit hot, eh? That's where I hide the
You can't say that.
Of course you can.
No, 1915 Scott. 2-speed, goes faster than Richards. But it does use a little bit more fuel. A bit heavy on the fuel. But no, 2-speed transmission works well. It's good to take off up hills. You can just slide it into low and up it goes. It's very smooth. Kickstarter. It's a good bike. Well, you've already said about the Scots, you know, 2-speed transmission. Excellent braking system there. Sprung footboards though, very luxurious, riding along, very comfortable, very regal.
We're doing interview time, Leslie.
Oh.
Yeah. It's your Channel 11 and a half news.
That's it.
Live from
That's it.
Bundaberg.
Okay, here we go. This is a 1913 Chateley Jap with a 8 horsepower motor that's about 1000 cc's. It's direct drive, but has a bit of a luxurious attachment called a Maybond clutch hanging off the end of its crankshaft, so we do have some way of stopping for a little while at traffic lights and things before we have to move off again. Bit of a handful to ride slowly, but a load of fun nevertheless. Great motorcycle when it comes to hills. Open the throttle and off it goes, and there's not too much stopping it. Not much I can say about this. It's basically like all these motorcycles of the era with total loss oiling system. So what goes in gets spat out on the road. Seems to go forever on an awful long way on a very little oil. Been together now for probably about 3 years. Yeah, by and large a fun bike. Like all the rest of me, we're all smiling, having a great time.
My name is Julie Mansbridge and I am from Warrnambool in Victoria. I am on my 1914 Triumph. It has been in our family probably about 50 years. Alan inherited it from his father, who was a bit of a bike collector. We've been rallying it for a good 30 years. It's done many miles and it has been an absolute joy to ride. Very rarely gives you any troubles, except when I don't have enough air and I foul the plug, which I did yesterday. But she's a good old trusty Triumph which never lets me down. Goes through wet weather very well because I've got a flared guard which keeps the Maggie dry, and also the belt, so I don't get belt slip. Very rarely have to pedal start. So yeah, no, it's been a delight to have, and yeah, I love just popping along and enjoying myself on it. And yeah, it's a good challenge, but yeah, an enjoyable one. So it has no brakes, or only a token gesture brake down here, no clutch, so yeah, you've got to ride it and be aware all the time and have exit strategies as to when you're riding to decide which way you're going to go. You might be going right and all of a sudden you're going left because of the traffic or another rider. So yeah, but it's never dull, it's good fun, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it.
The route for this shakedown's pretty simple, an 8 kilometre loop. You just go left, 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 and it brings you back to the showground again. And as I said, you can do it as many times as you want. That's Leon in front of me on the Rover, so he set off first, and we'll just follow him round the loop. It was all going very well, and then there's a small dip and it runs down this hill to a downhill stop junction. You can see that in the distance. So Leon did exactly what he should do, which is go up to the junction and stop. The only slight snag I had was that I was behind him. Two-strokes don't have any engine braking, and I was pressing the brake because I've only got a brake on the rear wheel with the Scott, and just as we got up to the junction, the brake pedal snapped. I had nowhere to go except for using Leon as an airbag. Sorry Leon. Oof. Luckily no harm done other than knocking his stand down. A bit embarrassing, yes. The only other thing was that this was downhill, and then once I'd done that I couldn't stop, so I just kept rolling downhill, turn left, and I knew it went uphill after this, and I'll just wait until gravity gets the better of me and I can stop and have a look at the bike. Yes, at some point in the past, long before I owned the bike, somebody had done a really bad welding repair job that was all porous and stuck on the surface, and sure enough that weld had broken. And that means I can get it back to the showgrounds and then we can sort out a repair. So it was a nice steady run around this square 8 kilometre block through Bundaberg. It only took a few minutes and we were back to the showgrounds, turn left into here, and we're going to have a look and find out what's gone on. You'd have seen there was a few breakdowns on the run round, that's always normal, and people will be fettling their bikes all night no doubt. There's our van, trailer and camper, and we'll have a look, and you can see this is the braze joint I did afterwards, and thank you very much to Rod and Josh Nichols who allowed us to use their brazing gear at their house. That's it for this short shakedown video. Join us next time. We've got 5 episodes coming for this National Veteran Motorcycle Rally 2023. Thanks for watching.